Again, we're still awaiting information. Law enforcement officials wanted to first secure the scene, get the victims to medical treatment as soon as possible. Initially, D.C. police were giving guidance that at least one National Guardsman was shot. We've now heard from a second D.C. police official who said two were injured. That official also confirming that the suspect is in custody, with another D.C. police official telling me that the suspect was down. I don't know if that suspect was injured or how badly. Again, D.C. police are getting assistance from Secret Service, other federal agencies to secure the scene. And obviously, what I was told is that at 2:20 p.m., there was an active shooter incident at the entrance of that metro stop. Apparently, the National Guard was there. It's unclear if it was a robbery. It's unclear if they were targeted. Again, a lot of information officials are trying to glean to get specifics, but obviously the main priority was getting assistance to the victims who were injured. Crime in D.C. had been going down in recent months, but suffice it to say, gun violence in this country is chronic. And so even when there is improvement, there are always people, unfortunately, who have weapons and are willing to use them. This is a situation, obviously, because of the location near the White House. We're being told that the White House, for at least a period, was put on lockdown as they try to assess the situation. Again, bevy of law enforcement officials there. I've seen those National Guardsmen often on my walk to the metro. They were there, to support D.C. police. Again, they're not law enforcement officials, but they were definitely put in a position today where it was a very tragic circumstance.
Indeed, tragic circumstance just a day before Thanksgiving. And Pierre, just to reiterate, the president has been briefed. We have heard from White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt that not only has the president been briefed, but also that the White House is on lockdown. Also, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem saying, please join me in praying for the two National Guardsmen who were just shot moments ago in Washington, D.C. And if you're just joining us right now, as you know, President Trump has been deploying National Guard troops in cities that he has said have needed the extra support because of crime, violent crime like what we have just seen this afternoon. We can tell you we are trying to confirm at this point whether that suspect is down or in custody. As you heard from our Pierre Thomas, we've been getting reports that either one of those scenarios could be the situation right now, but we can confirm that two members of the National Guard have been shot. National Guard members that were not far from the Farragut West Metro Station. They had been at Union Station, our main train station here in D.C., tourist areas like the mall, where a lot of people have been coming in for Thanksgiving vacation, as you know, and also the metro station. It just so happened that my nephew was here en route to the Bureau visiting for Thanksgiving. He texted me saying, I'm not far from you. We see people running. We see officers in the ready position, guns down, trying to move people away from the scene. And then the yellow tape started to go up. And now we know it's a breaking news situation. Two members of the National Guard shot. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky also working his sources. Anything that you can tell us, Aaron, about the condition of those two members of the National Guard and also the suspect? Is he down? Is he in custody? Do we know?
At least one suspect is in custody, according to D.C. Metro Police, Kira, and the condition of the National Guardsmen who were shot was not immediately clear, although they were seen getting medical attention and immediately rushed to ambulances and presumably to the hospital. So the injuries do appear to be serious, even though we don't know the specific condition. With a suspect in custody and the scene seemingly secure, a focus will turn to whether these guardsmen were specifically targeted. If that's the case, it would fit with what we've been hearing from law enforcement officials for a number of months now, that some political flashpoints in the country, whether that's immigration policies by the administration, the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict, even amid a tenuous ceasefire, those kinds of flashpoints have made people in uniform, be they military, law enforcement, government officials, people in uniform have increasingly been targets. And that is going to be one focus of the investigation going forward, Kira.
Okay. Aaron, stay with us as news develops. If you're just tuning in, once again, 2 members of the National Guard shot. We cannot confirm their condition, but our photographer there, Chris Plater, has been on the scene. He did see EMS working on at least 2 individuals that were down. As you heard from our Aaron Kontursky, at least 1 suspect is in custody. There's a number of agencies on the scene. You have ATF, you have DC Fire, you have EMS, you have DC Police. And you see, as Chris is showing us the scene, this is about 2 blocks from the White House, 2 blocks from us in our ABC News Bureau here in D.C. This shooting happening around 2 o'clock Eastern Time. We will continue to bring in all the details, keeping our fingers crossed just one day before Thanksgiving that these members of the National Guard can survive the shooting that has taken place this afternoon. Our coverage will continue on ABC News Live and abcnews.com. I'll be back with the entire team for World News Tonight. I'm Kira Phillips. Sorry to bring you this news on the day before Thanksgiving, but we're going to stay on the story with all the details, hopefully be able to update you on these 2 members of the National Guard. I'll see you over on ABC News Live right now. Hope you'll join me.
This has been a special report from ABC News.
All right, so as you heard from more on this special report on ABC News, if you would like to go and follow their coverage, our coverage here will continue for the time being. We will bring you updates as fast as we can possibly get them. But for now, some of the things that were included in that report, EMS working on 2 individuals that were down, 2 National Guardsmen that were down. We know that at 2:20 p.m. there was an active shooter at the entrance to the metro stop nearby. And we know that the National Guard has been patrolling the streets of Washington, D.C. for some time, with their time there recently extended. Anaya has just told me that the 2 officers who were shot, the 2 National Guardsmen who were shot, are in critical condition. And we also know, based on D.C. Police Department's X account, that the scene is secured and 1 suspect is in custody. We do not know if there's a search that has continued for more suspects. We do not know if the suspect that is in custody was the active shooter that was described from 2:20 p.m. at the entrance to that metro stop. But we are beginning to get more details in as we go. And so let's go ahead and run through our sources here and see if there's anything else that we can find. We know that President Donald Trump has been briefed on the shooting. The White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, said in a statement that the White House is actively monitoring the situation. President Donald Trump is not in Washington, D.C. He is in Florida, where he is spending Thanksgiving at his Mar-a-Lago club. But the White House is currently on lockdown. Again, the White House just 2 blocks away from the location that we saw where this likely happened, the location that has been shut down by police for a shooting, just 2 blocks away from the White House on 17th and I.